Howdy guys, how's it going? So we are back to the Fallen Tree Bushcraft shelter. First time checking in on it since the last video that we did. Finally starting to get over that sinus and ear infection that I had. So, you know, feels like you feel like $1,000,000 after you, are getting over something like that. We're back here today. It is currently, when I left, it's about 42, 43 degrees. And coming through, it's been pretty breezy, so I'm sure that the actual temp is probably about 40-ish, maybe 39. Tonight the low is 25. Got a new sleeping bag we're going to be trying out. I brought in this all-power R600, I think is the model of this. Yes, I think the R600. I gotta say, I know a lot of people think, you know, a power station, bringing it in. I wanted to try it out. This thing is not heavy. Like, it might weigh 10 pounds, 10, 11 pounds, something like that. And like, I normally carry in, you know, an axe and stuff, so I'm used to carrying something or another in my hand. So carrying something this size and weight, reasonable distance, isn't a problem. And I just really want to try it out with the Christmas lights, because the last time when we redone that, I didn't bring any power station with me to power that, and the smaller all-power thing that I had was dead. I forgot to charge it. So we got this to try out. I'm going to show you guys what the shelter looks like after we had that snow and wind and freezing rain and all that, how it held up with it just being that tube tent inner. And what we did, instead of the axe, I brought that extreme ratio knife with me, just to use to take leaves and these stems off the tree a bit easier than just snapping them off. And we'll kind of repatch up some of the areas I can see, you know, just settled, and maybe the wind even blew away. But yeah, anyways guys, let's get to it. Okay, so this is what the shelter is looking like. It just seems like this left-hand side, the plastic might have come loose a little bit at the bottom and got folded back slightly from where it was. And you can see that we did get, with this debris and stuff settling, especially right there in that corner. That was all, you know, nice and filled in. And our main cutoff was kind of from like right here up. That was our main cutoff, just to kind of protect our sleeping area. But looks like backing up, I mean, now it's had time to melt. Other than that little spot right there, our main area here, which is thanks to this plastic, was shielded. I mean, that tube tent, the way that we done it, it handled that load very well, where we had, you know, those support pieces and that jute twine. You can see there's still some like frozen slush kind of sagging down there. I don't know how well you can, you know, tell the curvature of that, but anyways, really happy with how that done. And also too, just to make a note, hiking in, I was just wearing a t-shirt and this Varshaleka hard shell, and it done great. Like, you know, anytime you take and have like a windproof layer like this, you're going to be good if you're moving and hiking. So that's just something, you know, when I left, like, I wasn't even really cold when I left, because the spot I was leaving from was in the sun. So but then, like, you know, warming up a bit, moving in to thick woods, and now I'm fine. I think as long as I'm moving, I'm good. And we'll talk about the other layers and stuff I brought with me later, as well as our new sleep system. Yeah, dude, this pack is normally never nearly as full as it looks on these, you know, just overnighters and stuff that we're coming out and doing. This pack just holds its shape very well, and then I try to fill the cavity. You know, like, I've got my bearskin hoodie in there, a Woobie hoodie, and then obviously the sleep system's down there in the bottom. You know, if I took and like really packed and compressed everything down, we're probably just talking about halfway this pack's capacity, if that. All right, that is looking way better. Now, once again, remember, this is not meant to be a full-blown debris shelter, in that wall is to offer insulation. It's just to block any wind or rain that would be coming in. If we was expecting precipitation, I would need to take and hit the top, even though you don't really see many light holes there. We need to thicken it up. We can take and come around back. I just pulled this corner over, weighed it down with some of this like really heavy snow. But looking up here, so we built this wall back out a bit, layered it in. We got layers there on top, and yeah, I think that's all I'm really going to worry about doing right now, because I think that's all we need based on the current wind direction. There's a really nice big rock right there that I wish I could use for like some type of heat reflector or something, but I think that's going to be out of the question for a while. Now what I want to do is see if our lights are still working okay. And yet, just a heads up, these are LED. You would never want to do something like this with like your old school light bulbs, because they get hot, and that would be a fire hazard, because we're just in a big old tinder bundle here. For this reach, sweet, because we got a little area right here behind these lights that is just not a super usable space. So if we can run this over to here, that would be great. So yeah, for this power station, we're going to hold the power button, let it boot up. There we go. I was about to say, it better not be at 6%. So this thing is at 99% there. Bring it over here, put one of our covers off. Yeah. So then there's a secondary button right here, so you can choose whether you want the USB-C side, or like the USB-C and standard USB, or your AC. So hit that button, kicks on, I think. Yeah, there we go. So we got lights. Let's go. And that will probably sit right there, maybe. Might not be Christmas, but we're still festive. So coming down here, we'll look at that. So yeah, just drawing 12 watts. So it says it has an estimated, well no, it says 11 hours remaining. I know that's not right, because whenever we use that little small one, we got a crap ton of power and usage out of it. So we'll just see. This thing's also probably got a bit cold too, so I mean, I don't know how exactly that would be affecting this unit as a whole. But you also got wireless charging on top, which is nice, because I can just set my phone on it whenever I'm not recording and keep it topped off. So really, really cool. And I'm just going to leave these on for now, because I mean, I didn't bring this, this large thing out here for nothing, just to look pretty. And opening our backpack up, one thing I wanted to get out while it's still daylight is, I know we brought that, I had that serotonin stove, but there was one that is much smaller that is flat pack that I've not had a chance to break out yet, and that is this one Tigris wood stove. So I wanted to get it put together. I still don't need my fleece, really. It's but we're still getting these sunlight through the trees, because today is not a cloudy day. There's not been really a cloud in the sky. So whenever you are in the sun, like I feel where I've been moving around, climbing in and over this tree, cutting them branches, I feel like I'm starting to sweat just a tad bit. So, I mean, this thing right here works great. You do have the pit zips. If we was in the 50, 60 degree mark, definitely would have to have the pit zips open and the front of it. So yeah, anyways, here is a stove. We'll get her down on the ground here in a second. Good chance too, let's go ahead and get this. This is a USMC Surplus Thermarest pad. And it's funny because this one come from Misty Mountain Supply up in Canada. So this thing was, who knows where in terms of the military usage of it. Then it went to Canada, and then it wound up in Canada, and then now it's back here. So this is going to be kind of our work surface, what we sit on, and then I obviously have my inflatable pad in there that will combine with this later. Throw this out. The nice thing is where this is, nice and broke in, you don't have a problem keeping it flat once you actually fold her down. This could be a good base. And it's not as bulky as that Savata pad that I've been bringing. Love that pad too, but just want to do something different. There goes an aeroplane. But yeah, there's really small profile. And it's a square box, you know, wood stove. Like, it's nothing crazy. It's got, this is the base to it. One thing that's unique to this one is it's got like a sliding door. Well, I mean, it's really just a piece of metal you can put in, and it's got a hole there that you can use to lift up, and I'll show you what I'm talking about out later. That's your front piece, obviously. I have a little shelf here on the interior so you know which directions to face towards the inside. And yeah, it's pretty dummy proof. These just slide in like so, with the corresponding clips here. Push those up. We got those in place. I like to put my hand right there at the bottom. You get these slots lined up, push that in, and you're pretty much where you need to be. Then you drop the base in, and it just rests on them shelves right there. Then these are your pot stands, which also just really help to hold this thing together, keep it rigid. Because like right now we're the way, I don't know how I've just got this thing set, but we're on uneven ground. And then yeah, those just slide into place there. And this is like, it's got a bit of standoff on the top, which is good. So if your pot's on there, you can still fit sticks down there if you don't want to use this front facing window there. But that's what this is for, is if you're using this and you don't have, well, I mean, I guess one, you could even just kind of push it up. So we're on something flat. Does that work still? Yeah, I think even if you're on flat ground, you could have that against the front area, but the way that I see it being kind of better utilized, if you have this just as an open top and you're feeding from the front, you just set that there, it rests, and that is sitting above there, so you can take a stick and lift it up, and you can pack this thing like full of wood, and you don't have to worry about it just toppling out that front section there. So really well built. I believe this one is made of stainless steel. It feels pretty heavy to be titanium. I don't remember. I'd have to look, and it's not on the bag itself. So I'm gonna go set this over at our fire area, and we'll be using this later to boil our water and everything for our meal. But just a really nifty little stove in it. I mean, it's very well built. Oh, just gotta watch how you pick it up. Okay, well, now that the sun is a-setting and I'm not moving as much, it's time to put on our fleece, and we'll put this back on underneath it. This is just the Bearskin 3.0 hoodie. So it's a nice thick fleece that is pretty, it's wind resistant for a fleece. But then you take and put like a rain hard shell layer like this over it, and it's just a really, really good combination. And then down at the very bottom, I've got that Bivy hoodie that could act as a bit of a puffy insulation layer, but I think we're going to be pretty solid with these two things together for a good bit. But this is a combination that I wanted to try, because when it comes to the whole layering system, it's, you know, it's very common to have like a base, a fleece, and then insulation, outer, whatever. But every garment is different within those categories. So I've not tried this hard shell with, I have tried the Bearskin fleece with just this in and around, just doing stuff outside, and I know it works very well. But once it gets colder and dips below freezing and I'm more stationary, adding in the Bivy over the fleece and then putting this back on, curious to see how that does. So yeah, right now I'm just going to take and where I'm getting firewood to bring the Oudask light once again. I got my headlamp in here. I'm going to work on gathering some dead wood, and it'll be dark here within the next 25-35 minutes. But now before we do that, I do want to get tonight's part of tonight's sleep system out and show you guys why we still have a bit of light out here. So I was barely able to make this fit because I didn't do just the sleeping bag. I combined the bivy and the sleeping bag and put it in this bottom section. Like now that it's got compressed the way it has, it seems like it fits just fine, but it was a bit to work it into this lower compartment. And this lower compartment, you must remember, is designed to, you know, take winter weather sleeping bags, and it definitely can. So yeah, this is not the United States military sleep system. This is just the bag that the U.S. modular sleep system comes in. But if things go according to plan, you have already seen me do a video on this right after I get back from this, before this video is uploaded, if that makes any sense. But anyways, we'll take and decompress this a bit and take her over here and pull her out, and I'll explain a little bit about what this is, and I'll have a more detailed video that once again should have already been uploaded, and I will link to that down below, along with the videos that we've done here at this spot before, from the very first one, which was a Christmas one, to the second stay. Oh, and here we are. So we got a little bit of snow melt that's dripped onto this. No problem at all. In our bag, we've got a sleep system here that is comprised of 2 pieces. We have got our Miltech Bivy bag in the Phantom Leaf Wasp Z2 camouflage, which looks amazing, and we have you know, used this spot already. But the real star of the show right now is this new sleeping bag, which is not from the United States. It is the British Army medium weight sleeping bag, center zip. This thing seems to be a really hefty, beefy sleeping bag, and I did get the large version, and these are just such a great deal right now. That's the whole point of me making the video that should have dropped before this one, talking about these. So as far as getting into that, just once again, go watch that video. And yeah, so center zip, this thing has a comfort rating of 14 degrees, but I think the comfort rating, just based off the feel of it, could actually be lower than that. Not to mention once you start to combine layers. But where I got the large, it's longer, so you could take and store clothing and gear and stuff towards the feet, or more just around your body. You can easily wear like the, you know, like that snug pack set that I got. So if you want to take this thing from 14 degrees to well below 0, like wearing that snug pack parallax pants and spearhead jacket, I'd say you can do that no problem. Plus you get the bit of insulation from the bivy. I was really glad that everything seems to fit in this bivy just fine. There is a bit of stuff wadded up around the foot box, but that's just extra insulation and everything that's going to be encompassing your feet, so you shouldn't be running into issues with your feet getting cold as easily. And yeah, just really excited to use this tonight. And yeah, like our pad should still fit in here. I'm the Bushman Travel Gear 800 feel sleeping pad. We'll inflate it a bit later, but I just wanted to show you guys this, because I think it's really, really cool. And this is a bag that, it's one of the times right now why this bag, and even the full British sleep system, is like, you need to go ahead and get you one now. This one come from Go Army UK. They've got great prices on all of the, you know, the military UK surplus. And like I said, with this one being center zip and everything, I think I do like this bag more than like the black bag that comes in the United States military sleep system. I still have mine, and I'd still use it. But it's probably going, I guess, going to be one that is going to get turned into just to keep in the vehicle for emergencies type of thing during cold weather. But yeah, I think the outside of this one is pretty water repellent and all of that good old stuff. We'll just keep this zipped up in here, and we'll probably slide this pad out from under it too, because we're going to need that to kneel on over here when we start cooking and everything. But let me guys know what your initial thoughts on this sleep system is, and if you've ever used one. Where'd my other glove go? But yeah, guys, this is what Home Sweet Home is going to be looking like for tonight. It is very, very cozy. Got a really nice ambiance to it. And we're going to be going out and doing other stuff, but we are going to be returning to this spot, this location, doing some things. Because I still think, like, I don't know if I want to actually close off this end with, you know, like natural debris, like limbs and all that stuff. Because what I can really do is just bring, like, my Helicon Tech Super Tarp Small and then run it along to that tree. Maybe put, like, a stake of some sort here. And then have like an L-shaped close off, and it would be covered 360 degrees from any wind, and we still have our main overhead water protection from that tube tent that we salvaged. So once again, any thoughts on that stuff, throw it in the comments. I will see it. All right, now that the sun went down, the tent has definitely dropped a good bit. And yeah, I want to try a new ferro rod and fire plugs. These are the Extreme. Yeah, the Extreme. This is a little Ziploc bag that the ferro rod come in, and I got like a 50 count of these fire plugs. So I just thought it'd be easier to keep it together, a couple of them together in this one. So we've got a bunch of our wood and stuff prepped right there on our ISO mat. But yeah, I think we're right now just hitting below freezing. The breeze seems to be picking up, so I'll probably add that Bivy layer here in a second. But these new plugs here, liking the looks of that. Yeah, just throw some tiny pieces right here in the bottom to block the large circular holes. That way that we can set this on there. I want to see if it'll catch a spark from this high up. I'm not really familiar with this ferro rod, so I don't know how the sparks will travel for it. But while we're here, I don't think they're going to go down that far. I also got to get the coating off of this. Yeah, some are landing on it, but oh, there we go. Well, look at that. Kind of surprised that at that distance that was able to get going. So that don't smother that one out. We'll just start adding in this little stuff right here, because I've got a nice hearty bagged meal for us today. But yeah, the bearskin fleece and this hard shell is keeping me warm as long as I'm moving. But I'm starting to like just feel the ever slightest bit of coolness coming through kind of at the elbows and the areas where the fabrics are tightly pressed against my skin. Like there's plenty like of freedom of movement, like, and there's plenty of room to add that other layer. But you know, anytime you're bringing your elbow and stuff like that in, so you want to get this rolling. Then we'll put this back on there. We'll play around this little front door contraption and see how to best utilize. I think I'm mostly going to just go with putting things in the side, and we'll just let some of this stuff burns down, because there's already some stuff wanting to kind of fall out in the front here. And that's what she's looking like from afar. She's really a cooking. And for food tonight, we have got some country style chicken pot pie, which sounds amazing. A really nice 840 calorie meal, 35 grams of protein, and it says 7 minutes, so I don't let these things go for 12 to 15. So anyways, that's after I walked away, so we're going to throw some more wood on there, get her cooking. But right now is a good time to put the pot stand thing back on. Oh, somehow one of my edges here come undone. That's very strange, honestly, but this wall right here isn't exactly connected. We're going to just see what happens. Wouldn't hurt to switch leather gloves to the ones that I had. These are like lined with like a fleece. My other leather gloves that I always have on my side are just straight up leather. I think I got it when I set it down. I think I set it down on some sticks that was underneath this like frost snow bottom, and I probably just separated it myself just by not paying attention. But that wall seems to be holding in pretty good. That's good enough for me. We'll probably set her on there like that. See if there's enough in this canteen. I'll do half a canteen cup. That's plenty sturdy. Alrighty, now while that's working on boiling, being near that little stove is fine. Like, even if I guarantee if I just got by it, you know, with just having this fleece t-shirt underneath it, I'd be plenty comfortable. Okay, so it was the fleece that was actually proven to be an issue there with the head hole. And so with this Bivy hoodie, if you can help it. And yeah, when I checked the weather, they updated it saying there could be up to 20-mile-an-hour wind gusts tonight. So just have to see how that goes. Now we'll throw this back on over that. Wood stove. So now I just switched to feeding some sticks in the front there, and that is working really, really well too. Sounds like we're already starting to get a rolling boil in there. That water is going. Switch hands here. I feel like this is going to be a thirsty one. Go out here. But we'll start with that amount of water and see how that does. Flavor of that is on point. Another time I'm thinking stick this in between my hard shell and my woody layer just to make sure it seals up real good. Now just keep it from losing any unnecessary amount of heat. And I'm going to do my watch here, start a timer. There we go. Cool deal. But yeah, the little stove seems to work pretty dang good. Let's save this water. And that right there is what our meal is looking like. So I'm ready to chow down. We are back here at home base. I just folded our bivy back. And yeah, the breeze has got up pretty good out there. Like, our wind block here is working the charm. You might be able to see, I don't know if you'll be able to see anything shaking in your view or not, but I don't know if I've had their chicken pot pie in the Pro Meals. It looks good, and when I tasted that one little sample off of the fork, it seemed heavenly. So it's been in there for exactly 15 minutes. So I like to give it extra time, just really get that water soaked up, and I just fully eyeball it every time. And another winner. That is really good. But I love chicken pot pie in general, so I'm a bit biased. Like, it doesn't matter if it's a, 10 out of 10 homemade one or one of those crappy frozen ones. I'll still take a chicken pot pie either way. I definitely need these extra calories today. But yeah, after I finish eating this, we'll get this USMC pad underneath here and our Bushman travel gear inflated and inside the bivy. I'm curious to see how it'll fit in the bivy with that sleeping bag. So I'll get back with y'all when it's time to do that. Alrighty guys, so I got my pad in the bivy, got the USMC pad underneath, and I'm ready to crawl in here and see what this warm sleeping bag is all about. Probably need undo. So there's it too, where this is the like I said, the British Army bag. It's got the quick escape zippers on it, which I really like. Now our Servata pad did have the the non-slip on the top, but I don't think this bivy will slide on this USMC mat bed at all. I'll just start taking this stuff off. Gotta say, the combination of the fleece, the woobie, and the hard shell, when I was sitting still here and then been around no fire, very, very warm. So that's a combo. I do need to look into maybe getting a higher quality woobie hoodie. And now that, like, with this type of system, I'd probably prefer one that zips. But, it is what it is. Because being as thin and light as this is, it performs so well. There's stuff right here. I'm going to leave this thing, the Christmas lights, because I'm going to be in my bivy. I'm going to leave them on. So now that we're to this point, and I'll probably pull some of that stuff in with me. Let's try to get to our center zip here. That's what I like about them. Just really, really easy to slide into. Definitely, cold when you first touch that fabric. But a nice lay nonetheless. You can zip this thing up around your mouth and head area really close. You don't have to really mess around with drawstrings as much like you do with the regular style sleeping bag. So yeah guys, it's been phenomenal so far. That I feel just like a bear laying down for hibernation after eating that delicious chicken pot pie freeze-dried meal. So anyways, I will report back to you guys in the morning. Put this back. Oh, good morning guys, how's it going? So this sleeping bag and this setup overall was fantastic. I actually ended up sleeping in quite a bit longer than I had wanted to or planned to, but that is fine. I don't think it got down in the low 20s or anything last night. I think we hovered right around the 28-30 degree mark. But like I said, it was super comfortable. Everything worked out great. It did get pretty windy last night, but this shelter really does block you from the wind. So that wasn't an issue. It just kind of blew some more of my top cover and like some of the leaf debris and stuff off. But that's what happens. So another win in the books. So yeah, guys, I got to hurry up and get packed up and get out of here because I got something else I need to. I want to get back and get filmed and recording everything up for you guys. So that's going to do it for this one. As always, thanks for watching. Be sure to hit the thumbs up button, subscribe if you've not already, share our channel with friends, family, and about just go outdoor activities and gear. Make sure hit me in the comment section, thoughts, opinions, questions, whatever you feel like typing out. And until the next one, adios.